Are we live, Katie Dahl?
We sure are.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's Sunday and you're on the go.
At 4 o'clock, it's time to slow.
'Cause everybody that you know is watching the Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff.
No, the Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff.
Whoa, the Jeff and Katie Show.
Maybe it's commutable.
It's simply irrefutable. No matter what, we know that you'll be watching the Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show.
The Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show. Commutable.
Refutable.
Disputable.
Delusional. No matter what, we know that you'll be watching the Jeff and Katie Show.
Math.
That's our new theme song. We just started rehearsing it today because it just got written.
Yeah, by Jeff.
So not so long ago, but there it is. We're gonna keep working on it, and next time it'll be even better.
Yeah.
With more harmonies and stuff.
I know. Hard
That's
to
the
imagine
plan.
that it could be even better than that, but that's our goal.
You know, Katie Dahl, I think I told you I woke up like, I don't know. I've been waking up a lot during this period.
Pandemic.
Yeah. It's one of those things, you know, you kind of go, nah, I'm tired, but I'm not really tired. And I woke up one morning and I had this song going through my head. I'm like, what the devil is that? And then these words started coming to mind. And I'm like, oh, that's our theme song. It was
So
sort of like
great.
that. Yeah, isn't that funny?
I love it.
It's very funny the way that works.
So you didn't sit down to you didn't make yourself write it?
No.
It just
No.
flowed
I
out
woke
of you?
up.
That's so great.
Yes, in a COVID dream, apparently.
I feel strangely honored that the Jeff and Katie Show has asserted itself into your subconscious.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, you know, the funny thing is, even after writing that song, and of course, part of the reason I wrote it the way I wrote it is because I myself often call it the Katie and Jeff Show, right?
Right.
I did it even after I wrote that song when I was walking with Charles. I'm like, yeah, tomorrow we have to do the Katie. Oh, shoot. Why can't I get it right? So here's another big milestone for us, Katie Dahl. We got our first piece of mail delivered to the Jeff and Katie Show.
That's so amazing.
I know. This package came, and it's to the Jeff and Katie Show. And we opened it up. I don't know if last week we talked about the fact that we have all of these clothespins out here because we're now outside. And we use these clothespins to hold our music and whatnot in place so it won't blow all over. And in the mail, these clothespins were purloined. Weren't
Purloined.
They were purloined from Neen Rock. So we got this package in the mail, and inside are clothespins and a lovely note saying, a gift for you. Please distribute to either Jeff and Katie or Neen, depending upon where the greatest need exists. From James Kaplan.
That's so amazing.
Isn't that great?
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
This morning, I was out enjoying the morning, and I decided after doing my baking project
Of course.
of the day, which is always a Sunday morning. Is it for you too?
I mean, I started mine
Sometimes.
yesterday, actually.
You did yours yesterday, yeah. I did the cake last week,
finished,
the day
yeah,
before,
right.
yeah. But anyway, this morning I did get up and I decided I would do my baking. But then I had to go outside and there were some things I wanted to get done. One of which was I had to dig a hole for a new fence post
Why?
because it was falling over and just needed
Oh,
to be
I see.
repaired.
Yeah. But you don't put it in the same hole?
I didn't put it in the same hole because here's what happened, Katie Dahl. We have one of those old post and rail fences, you know, they're kind of it's real old. I mean, it's really kind of ornamental. If a sheep tried to bust through it, it would have no problem. Yes. Katie was going to say something,
I
but
was wondering if you kept sheep. But
We
I
don't keep sheep.
Yeah, okay.
You know what? We were thinking about keeping chickens,
Oh, yeah.
but now we have foxes.
Oh,
Free-ranging chickens and foxes, not a good plan, right?
bad plan.
Bad plan.
Yeah.
Really bad plan. Yeah, I could just see him licking his chops.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm out there and I'm looking at doing this fence thing, and this woman who walks Frogtown Road quite frequently is walking by, and she stopped and she said, boy, that looks hard, you know, digging this hole. I'm like, yeah, but it's got to be done, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, by the way, I'm really sorry that, you know, the season's not going on. We really miss all the live theater and all the music and whatnot. And I said, oh, that's so nice of you. And she said, you know, we're just regular folk, but we try to give what we can. And I said, well, have you had a chance to catch us online? Oh yeah, we're big fans of the Jeff and Katie Show.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Isn't that funny?
I love
know. I know. I love it. Jan Anderson is her name. I think
Oh.
she's in Bailey's Harbor.
Thanks,
Lovely.
Jan.
Yeah, isn't that great? So I hope you're watching, Jan. If not now, catch it whenever you can on Facebook or Instagram.
You know who is watching is Cindy, Deb,
Oh.
and Matt.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Welcome, you guys. Thanks
Matt-
for following us every Sunday.
Matt says chickens are the spawn of the devil.
Mildred.
Yeah.
Mildred the chicken, spawn of the devil.
Yeah, we do want to say a special hi over to you at Instagram because you're farther away from us, and you can. But we have given you the privilege of seeing all the workings. For those of you on Facebook, you can't tell, but they're attached to a ladder, a good 6 feet behind you.
Wow,
So
that's quite a setup, Katie Dahl.
Yes.
Katie Dahl's turned into sort of the visual tech queen.
Yes, that's what that was the title I was hoping.
You need
to
a sash.
Be. Yes, a sash.
You need a sash.
Yes, please.
Okay, so we always like to tell people what's going on at Northern Sky. We have one more event to close out our Raise the Curtain, which happened. That whole thing is what got the Jeff and Katie show started, and that was on May 23rd. And we're already up. We're going to be up to July 17th, and we're still doing events that are related to and things beyond that. Have you done your concert
No,
yet?
I was going to say I haven't done my concert.
I haven't done my thing either.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be some kind of a garden tour. Garden looking great right now, by the way.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
good.
it's so beautiful.
Is it because of the new fence post?
No, that's not the same. That
it's not the
fence
same
doesn't
spot.
guard the garden.
Oh.
I told you a lamb could break through, a sheep could break through the fence that I repaired.
Well, I didn't imagine that the spinach is trying to get out. You don't need a very
No,
good
but
fence for
no,
the...
no, but the lamb could be trying to get in to
Oh, well,
get the
good
spinach.
point. Good point.
No, this is the post and rail that's just ornamental in front of the
Yes.
house.
Okay.
You know, between the road and us,
Do you know?
like that.
Not to not talk about the post and rail fence, but I
Yeah.
think it just occurred to my little brain that I think there may be a Raise the Curtain concert happening right now. Actually, I think that Claudia and Bruce are doing theirs as we speak.
Oh, they are?
I think
They're
so.
competing with the Jeff and
I
Katie
know.
show. Boy, that's
Terrible.
nervy.
Yeah, nervy is right.
Nervy.
Yeah,
Well, we wish them the best. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. How could it not be?
yeah.
So we have Mary's Playlist is going to be one of the final Buy It Now events, and that's going to be this Friday, the 17th at 7 o'clock, and it will be live. We're going to have, I think, 5 of us will be here doing this kind of distancing outside. And then we'll also have Lee Becker joining us from North Carolina, and Karen Mall joining us from Austin, Texas, and Mary Seberg herself, who is Mary of Mary's Playlist, will be in Jacksonport. And the whole event is Mary has chosen a set list of songs that she's enjoyed over the years at Northern Sky. Mary was our board chair for 23 years, from 1997 until 2020, which is a remarkable service. At any rate, Mary chose, I think it's 10 or 11 songs, and we're going to perform them. And in between them, Mary will say why she chose them.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And you know, Mary is such a great. Did you know that Mary is a kind of an audiophile? Like, do you know that she has a big vinyl collection?
I didn't know that until you put it in the description for her event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Like when I made a new album last year, Mary said I would please like it on vinyl.
No kidding.
And she was the only person over 35 who wanted it on vinyl. Which is itself very funny, right? That the vinyl has completely jumped a generation. You know,
Are younger people seriously
that's only
buying
people
vinyl
who
now?
buy them. I sold 2 vinyls last week to women under 20.
But most of them are still buying what?
Nothing. Most of them are not purchasing music. Most of them are streaming it for free.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that true?
Or T-shirts. They'll buy T-shirts. I mean, people. There are plenty of civically minded young people,
Right.
or whatever, fair-minded young people who do help.
Don't a lot of them do Spotify these days?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are paying for their music. It's just a different kind of paying. Ish?
Sure. Yeah. That's the fault of Spotify.
I
not
know.
Of, Spotify doesn't really pay musicians.
I know. It's
But
terrible,
yes,
isn't it?
that's true.
How does Spotify license?
Well, they do pay, so they get by saying that. But literally, I think I make like 0.01 cents per stream.
No
so I
kidding.
mean, you need 1 million streams to make.
$1,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Math. See, did you notice math was in the
Math.
was in the new theme song?
Math. We're
Yeah.
gonna do some more math later too, because we can't help ourselves. We have a really, really special guest today. Oh, by the way, we need to tell you about Mary's Playlist. You
yeah.
can still sign up for it. That was the
Yes.
whole point of bringing it up.
Whole point.
And Katie Dahl, tell them where they can go.
RTC2020.givesmart.com.
That's
you can
correct.
still join us for that event. The more, the merrier.
Ooh, the puns.
Yes.
And without further ado, we're going to announce our special guest today. This is probably the person who personifies the longevity of performing in the park that we are celebrating this year. Because this year, believe it or not, is 50 years of performances having happened at the park, and we're going to talk to our special guest a little about that. And before we say anything else, our special guest today is Craig Konowalski.
Yay,
Come
welcome,
join us.
Craig. Woohoo!
Welcome, Craig. So, Craig, as I was just saying, 50 years of performing in the park, and that's because you were one of the original members of a group called
Well, it was called the Heritage Ensemble.
Right, and the Heritage. What was your first year performing with that group?
Actually, the first summer I ever did that was 1970. And
1970.
That was the first summer that we actually did any shows in the park, and it was just a 2-week run.
Yeah,
And
that's why we have 50 years.
yeah,
I know, it's incredible.
It's great.
Oh, I see. It was just a 2-week run, but it counts as a year.
Of course,
Yeah, of
of
course.
course, it's part of the season.
Yeah.
So, Craig, what was that show? Do you remember?
We did Song of the Inland Seas, which was all about the Great Lakes. And,
Yeah,
Uh,
and of
Yeah.
course we were going to do a revival of that this year. It would have been the
darn
50th
it, I was
anniversary.
gonna get to
Craig
sing
and
with
I were going to
Katie.
get to sing, and Doc Heidi. It was so fun. We practiced actually in December, and we practiced 2 times, and we were getting very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed that we couldn't.
I know,
Me
it's
too.
a shame. It's a shame all the way around. But you went on to continue to perform with Heritage Ensemble for a lot of years.
Yeah, I was here from 1970 through 72. It was a long run, right?
72?
72. And then the string broke, and then I came back again in 1975, 76.
Uh-huh.
And then I took a long break and came back in the summer of 2001 to do Song of the Inland Seas. I believe
Right.
that was for something like the 30th anniversary or
That's
so.
right. Yeah, or
of
so,
Song of the
yeah.
Inland Seas,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was for Northern Sky. And
Yeah.
yep, we did that in 2001. Oh, I had a question on my mind, Katie Dahl, and it flew out. You asked something.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Craig, I've heard an interesting piece of trivia about you, but actually about your wife. And what is it that your wife Trish wrote a show in the early days of the
Yes.
Heritage Ensemble?
Yeah, actually, she wrote a show called "Lore of the Rivers and Rapids," which is all about the early exploration of the Great Lakes region.
Oh, no kidding.
And she and Doc actually kind of collaborated on it. She gathered the show and whatnot. Doc helped out with the music. He was the musical director for that show.
Were you in it?
Yes, I was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I played Pierre.
Were you
think it
married
was-
yet?
No. We
Oh,
were
Oh.
just dating.
Oh, a
Yes.
playwright actor romance.
Wait, did you all
Yeah.
meet through Heritage Ensemble?
Yes, we did.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah.
So you are quite conceivably the earliest known park romance,
Hmm.
because we have a lot of
Could be.
people who have met through this
Right.
Yeah.
organization.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
you've
know-
got quite a legacy there.
Oh yeah, one of the interns years ago referred to me as the Sequoia of the Heritage Ensemble.
Okay, General Sherman.
So
Yeah,
I'm glad
That's-
nobody cut me in half to see how old I was.
or is driving through you.
That's
right,
true
right,
too.
right,
yeah.
right, right.
Some have tried.
So, were you not one of the, if not the first performer, also in And If Elected?
I was in that show for its very first performance in public. Yeah.
Did you know that, Katie Dahl?
Yeah.
No.
I know.
What
you-
are you talking about?
I
In
know.
1992?
No,
That show existed before 1992?
76, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
did not.
It did. Dave Peterson wrote
Sure.
that show in 76.
Did you all know that?
I
I did not
know.
know that.
No, Fred Alley did a major rehaul on that show for us in 92.
Yeah.
But it was based on Dave Peterson's work, yeah.
Here's a
Wow.
real bit
I
of
know.
trivia for you. Do you know the song "Hunters of Kentucky"?
I
from
sure
that show?
do.
That song.
Oh, Kentucky.
That song originally only had one verse to it when Dave Peterson gave it to us. And we got so tired of playing it with just one verse because it just kind of,
Yeah.
I love the show. So I wrote a second verse to it,
Do you remember it?
and just to surprise Dave, and it was worth the surprise. 'Cause he was sitting in the audience and he was sitting there listening along, and all of a sudden he goes, "What? What?
I don't
That doesn't have a
recognize it.
second verse."
Oh, that's
love
funny.
that.
That's great. Hunters
So
of
again, I was glad to see
Kentucky.
it was still in the show.
Yeah.
Say, Craig,
The cut.
want to do a song?
Sure.
Let's do a song. Now, we want to tell people what this is?
Yeah. Let me grab my guitar.
Why don't you grab your
Trish
guitar?
has chimed in.
Oh.
She says she still loves you to bits.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Well, that's great. After only 40 years, that's pretty good.
40 years? Are you married 40 years?
40. Boy, I think it'll be 42 this fall. Anyway,
Well, congratulations.
this song is actually from the second show to be performed at the park, called "Hear That Whistle Blow."
Uh-huh.
And I just happened to bring along a little show and tell item here for the fun of it. If I can reach it here. Right.
Craig has
Hey,
vinyl.
Katie. What's that?
Craig has vinyl. Have
have
vinyl, will
vinyl.
travel.
Yeah.
I'll hold it up.
Here, that'd be great.
This is Craig showed this to me earlier, so we missed the moment of genuine amazed reaction. But this is the coolest thing.
Hear that whistle blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was neat. Can you tell which one on the back is me?
Well, I think you mean in the words, because that one's spelled CRAIGKN. Oh, okay. You in the picture are
Let me
you
give
on
you
the
a
you're on
hint.
the
I
farthest.
used to have hair. Yep.
You're on the farthest over,
Okay.
right?
Yep, that's right.
Who else is
good.
in that picture?
Uh,
Don't tell me. Oh, I don't know any of them.
Yeah, John Rieger and Paula Scrofano
Uh-huh.
and Michael Ray
Oh, Michael Ray. I know Michael.
and I think Colleen Keel.
Oh, gosh.
All early Heritage Ensemble.
That's amazing.
Hey, David, we're getting some comments on about wanting Craig to be louder. I did move his mic closer, but maybe you can come and do
I'll
a
try to
little
talk more directly
something,
into it.
something.
But
this song.
This song is from that show. It was actually the song was written long time ago by Randy Sparks from the New Christie Minstrels.
Oh, right.
Oh, it
And-
was?
Yeah.
Katie
and
Dahl's
he-
got all kinds of surprises
Seriously?
heaped
Sure.
upon her today.
And the interesting thing is that when this was done in the show, it was done as Casey Jones, like Casey Jones,
Yeah.
Casey Jones, and then Casey died with a whistle in his hand. It seemed a little too happy to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, dirge it up a little bit.
yeah, let's bring everybody
Spoiler
down
alert.
a notch.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
We're
I
going to do a
thought-
happy medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind
Because
of
Casey went to a greater reward.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So anyway, so this song is called Casey Jones. There are only this song may have almost as many versions of it, or different songs on that same subject. Casey Jones, there's probably a couple dozen songs that were written for Casey Jones. But anyway, I like this one the best.
Those folk
I
heroes, yeah.
decided to rework it a little. And I'd love it if you guys would join me.
Oh, we'll try. We'll do our best.
I'll tell you a story all about John Luther Widow Jones's pride and joy. How he come down here from Casey Town, he was a Tennessee mountain boy. He rode the Illinois Central line down to Memphis on the Kent's Cannonball. You could set your clock by Casey's whistle, you could hear his fiery call. Casey Jones, high stepping on down the line. You could hear his whistle for 100 miles. Well, here comes Casey and he's making up time. Well, he climbed aboard at the Memphis station and the rain was pouring down. The night so dark that from the yard you couldn't see the bright lights of town. Number 638 began to growl like thunder and the drivers began to roll. The conductor stuck his head out the window and he hollered, "Bless my soul, I swear it's Casey Jones, high stepping on down the line." You could hear his whistle for 100 miles. Here comes Casey and he's making up time. It was on that grade at Vaughn, Mississippi, on a sidetrack there by the main. Casey looked out the window and upon his track he saw the cars of a big freight train. Well, he told his firemen, if you don't jump, you know it's gonna be a terrible ride. Then he laid on the brake and he blew that whistle and that's how Casey died. Casey Jones, high stepping on down the line. You could hear his whistle for 100 miles. Casey died with
Boy, that reminds me of going out to the park when I was, when I was first time we came up here with my parents. I think I was in junior high, and we came out and saw a Heritage Ensemble show. And you hear those harmonies, you hear that kind of singing coming from that stage, and it just sticks with you.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just stick with you.
Yeah.
And I feel like Craig Konowalski, I started attending shows in the park after your time. The first time I probably saw you in the park on the stage was in 2001, but I got to know you more at campfires. And Craig Konowalski singing Casey Jones at a campfire is my highlight of summer life experience. Like, I would like nothing more than to hear Craig Konowalski sing. I mean, really, he can sing anything as far as I'm concerned, but I love when he sings Casey Jones, so I sneakily got him to do it this week. So lucky me.
Sneakily.
Yes.
Like a fox.
Like a fox, but not one that gets the chickens.
Not to get the chickens.
No.
No. Well, we always worried about raising those chickens anyway, those free-range chickens, because what do you do with them when you go to Texas? You don't take them with you.
No.
But I did have this plan, and people probably think it's terrible, but I thought eggs all summer and
Meat all winter?
meat all winter.
You know, like bring a refrigerated card back
bad?
to Texas.
It's bad, isn't it?
I mean,
No, I could pack up the chickens and take them with me instead.
well, maybe we could be your chicken keepers in the winter.
Okay,
Okay.
you
Rich
got
is
it.
always wanting chickens.
You got it.
Chicken wrangler.
Yeah, right, exactly. I always said like chickens are even harder than a kid because you can't bring like the hotels don't let you put the chickens in your hotel room with you, I don't think. Unlike the child.
You just tell them it's a pillow.
Tell them it's a pillow. It's a feathers.
It's
The
a
feathers
dog.
will
It's a
give it
dog.
away. It's a dog.
So, do you guys have any Stump the Expert
Oh, we sure do. Time
questions
to
this week?
stump the expert.
Stump the
Well,
Expert.
I am surprised.
I have-
So I was wrong about End If Elected. I thought that Jeff was. I thought that you like wrote End If Elected, but no.
No.
Okay, well, great. Well, now I know that it's wrong, but still, I do know that I'm not wrong. That Jeff Herbst is a big old presidential trivia guy,
Yeah.
and so we are going to try to stump you with some presidential trivia.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll go first, Craig. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's good.
What did Thomas Jefferson and John Adams steal from Shakespeare's home when they visited in 1786?
Wow, that's really good. I have no idea what the answer to this is, but I would say that they stole a pen.
Oh, that's a good guess. They carved off a piece of his chair and stole it.
No way.
Yeah. It was really bad. That's really bad.
So they obviously the TSA didn't catch them with their knives before
Right.
they went in.
Exactly. Okay, your turn, Craig.
All right. On the subject of chickens, which American president had more chickens than any other president?
Had more chickens?
Is
Yes.
that the what? No. Oh, this is why you were so confused. My handwriting is terrible.
I'm confused.
It's
Who
not
had-
chickens.
Is it like chicken scratching?
Is this hilarious?
Oh.
It's children. This all makes so much sense. Before
Oh.
Craig was like, I don't think that the word had is right. Like, what is it? What does it mean? Should I say raised? And I was like, no. And I was like, does it seem that weird? Why don't you say fathered? And he's like, no. And I
No.
he thought it was
That's-
chickens.
that's way
It's
too weird.
Children.
Well,
Children.
So
Oh, which
hilarious.
president had more children?
Yeah.
John Tyler.
Oh, good job.
oh,
How
listen,
many?
I still want to know.
Oh
about the
gosh, I
chicken
think
thing.
he might have had 10.
15.
He had 15.
15 children.
Good job. He knew that one.
He,
Well
he
done.
had
I'm
5
impressed.
since I studied trivia.
Okay. Which president worked as a fashion model during college and appeared on the cover of Cosmopolitan?
Gerald Ford.
Way to go. So good.
Okay.
Is there another
Cross
one?
my
Oh, there are
fingers.
more.
Oh,
There
my
are
God.
6.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
Which president apprenticed as a tailor and made his own suits?
Well, this could be a trick question, but
I didn't mean for it to be.
Truman was a haberdasher. It was Andrew Johnson.
It
Very
was.
good.
This is really
Very good.
impressive to me. Okay.
Yes. Oh
Who was the first president to have electricity in the White House?
Oh, the electricity. Taft.
No.
Oh, earlier.
I have to say the whole chant I learned from End If Elected to know if it was earlier or later.
McKinley.
Nope.
Earlier.
I would have said Ben Franklin when he got struck by lightning. but
Well, you're right
that
about the
wouldn't count electricity.
Harrison.
Yes, you're right.
Benjamin Harrison.
Yes, that's right.
So he was right before McKinley.
Okay. He
Yeah.
was too
Well,
scared
not
to
not
touch.
exactly. He was before Cleveland's second non-consecutive term.
But Benjamin Harrison isn't the one who died.
That was
in
William
office.
Henry Harrison, his
Right,
grandfather.
Grandfather's hat is too big for his head.
And John Tyler of 15 Children took over for William Henry Harrison.
Oh.
And he was he served with no vice president because they didn't have any.
Oh, they didn't have any mechanism to get you one?
Right. So John Harrison died after only a month in office. So John Tyler was really president the whole term, except for 1 month, had no vice president.
Wow, he wasn't expecting to have to do so much presidential work when he was raising his 15 children.
No,
but then
exactly.
had
And
to.
he was a really bad president, probably because he was, having to mind the 15 children.
Right. Huh.
Or the chickens. We're not sure which.
Well, there you go. Well, the interesting fact to know about Benjamin Harrison is apparently he was scared to touch the switches on the electricity.
I would be too.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like you're doing what to the White House?
Right.
You're putting wires where? Yeah, I know. I
Okay,
read about
Craig, you
Ben
got
Franklin.
one more,
getting-
huh?
All right.
Oh, is there another one?
Yeah.
Which president's son kept 2 alligators in the White House?
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
2 alligators.
Oh. The alligator son question.
Oh, yes. That old chestnut. It always comes up somewhere.
Coolidge.
Herbert Hoover.
Oh, so close.
Another alliterative name.
Herbert Hoover and Calvin Coolidge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the both of them.
Which president is Katie Dahl portraying in August as part of a Pennsylvania-based theatrical production called 45 Presidents? You wanna guess?
Pennsylvania-based?
Yes.
Does
I
that
mean,
mean the
it's
president
about-
is from
but it's-
Pennsylvania?
No, that's
oh.
just where the production is happening. I'm sending in a song. You're not going to be able to guess, but it's Calvin Coolidge. I'm going to play. I have a song, a Calvin Coolidge song. It's very short.
I don't know any Calvin Coolidge songs.
Well, it's not a campaign song. It's like this is a musical that somebody wrote.
Oh,
So-
you know the Calvin Coolidge joke. He was Silent Cal, right?
Yes.
So
That's
there
why
was
I
a-
said it's not very long.
There was a woman who came up to him at a party and said, "I made a bet with my wife that I could get you to say more than 2 words." Calvin responded, "You lose."
I also like what was the sermon about? Sin. What did the minister say about it? He was against it.
That's right.
All right. So
Oh, that
good
was
job.
fun.
We did not stump him very much.
No,
No, I kind of knew a lot of those.
Yep, that was real good.
And the alligator one was sort of interesting because it's possible that Coolidge's son brought them into the White House and Hoover's son then just took over. Because they were successive.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you were actually right?
They were successive, so could have
Yeah.
happened that way.
Right.
One doesn't know.
Maybe they got stuck in the sewer.
Yeah, exactly. And they were rescued by Herbert Hoover's son.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the story I'm telling.
All right. Good.
We're going to have another song from our good friend Craig Konowalski right now. This is a song by our good friend James Falk and Fred Alley, correct?
That's right. Yeah,
It's from the Spitfire Grill.
that's right. And I just love this song. I love seeing Great Lakes songs and mining songs, and here's a contemporary mining song.
Yeah.
You don't get too many chances at those. So
Yeah,
I decided I'd like to learn this and do my own little twist on the song from the show.
nice.
And so I
Digging Stone.
yeah, let's see.
Take it away, Craig.
Let's see what happens here. You grow up fast, you pay your dues, learn to walk in your father's shoes, build a home, take a wife, settle in with a working life, shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. You pay hard cash for all you own. Man is more than blood and bone when he's shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. Then hard times come to town. They shake your hand and shut you down. Set you up, just watch you fall. Kick you hard, make you crawl. What does it take for a man to lift his head? Frown away, he earns his daily bread. Shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. You pay hard cash for all you want. Man is more than blood and bone when he's shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. You step back up, get knocked down. Watch as a stranger takes your talent. You suck it in and you swallow lies. Something deep in your your belly dies. What does it take for a man to feel some pride? Not lying awake, wishing for a hold to hide. Shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. Pay hard cash for all you own. Man is more than blood and bone when he's shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. Step back up, get knocked down. Walk through the stranger, talk to your town. Suck it in and you swallow lies. Something deep in your belly dies. What does it take for a man to lift his head? Proud in the way he earned his daily bread. Shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. You pay hard cash for all you own. Man is more than blood and bone when he's shoulder to shoulder, digging stone. Digging stone. Digging stone.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Craig. I love how you do that song. Tell me something. I am like so impressed. I would never even try to tackle that song because there are 2 key changes. That's hard on the guitar.
Yeah.
That's hard to find a key that it's not impossible to. It's hard to find a key that you can play in that key and one step up and another step up.
Yeah, well.
Maybe not for you. It's hard for me.
I like to use those open tunings so you get a little more fullness in the guitar, but.
Yeah. Oh, you're using an open tuning.
Well, no, I'm just
Oh.
mean open fingering.
Yeah.
for it,
Right.
But
Our tech director,
it's fun to put things.
Dave Alley, has just come around with baked goods
Oh my gosh.
because we have reached the point of the show where we have our bake-off challenge.
Oh, thank you.
We had been doing our usual kind of anonymous tasting. Is that what you'd call it? Secret?
Secret, like blind.
Blind.
Yes.
Blind taste testing, where our special guest tasted the various items and then chose the winner without
Yes.
knowing who had baked what.
Right.
And we're going to bust through that 2-week tradition and say, Craig, go ahead and start tasting, and we're going to talk about what they are,
Okay.
because
Now,
otherwise you're
they're-
stuck
Otherwise, you don't
having
know.
to go ooh and ah.
Yes.
So there are 3 chefs then?
Yes, there are 3
Anderson?
chefs.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me just.
So
This
now
is yours,
this one.
Dave
Now, so
Alley.
I should tell them. So Craig's tasting mine first.
This
Yes.
piece of bread is yours.
So this is a cupcake, and it has the name of the description was chocolate cupcakes with crispy magic frosting. So
Crispy
I
magic?
don't. Yes, that's what it said. I didn't find the frosting to be at all crispy, though it was delicious to me. But that was that's what that is.
That's very good. I think I'm starting to feel the magic too.
It tasted.
I haven't eaten one yet.
Wow.
That's good.
The frosting is good. Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah, the frosting, you like.
Dense
We
and
made a
moist and yummy.
slurry. Excuse me. First, you put some egg white and sugar in a bowl, and you whisk it, and then you put it over a double boiler,
Really?
and you make it into a thick slurry, and then you whip it with a stand mixer for 8 minutes and make it into a meringue, and then you add confectioner's sugar, and vanilla and milk.
Well, how interesting is that?
Yeah.
And then it turns it kind of creamy instead of
Yeah.
meringue.
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting?
It is. I never heard of that technique.
Yeah.
Had you ever heard of that technique on the Great British Baking Show?
No, I hadn't. But I will tell you that when I was baking this morning, I felt so much like I was on the Great British Baking Show because I was so behind, and I was like,
Oh.
I was going to be late to rehearsal, and I was like, oh, I was, like whipping my frosting into my piping bag, and I was like, "Arr," and I was like cooling, using all the tricks they use in the Great British Baking Show to cool the cupcakes off. I was waving them with a sheet pan, so I felt really cool and hot at the same time.
I did that with my cake last week. I put
Oh.
it on a table, and I actually put a fan and
I put a fan too. Yeah.
like direct it
Okay,
on there,
which
baby.
one next, Craig?
Cool it off.
Well, let's see. How about just to break it up a little, how about the yellow one?
Okay,
Yeah.
great. The yellow one. This is a beautiful.
It's a lemon
I'm
bar.
guessing
It's
it's a lemon
so
bar.
it's
Oh my God,
delicious.
looks
I
great.
love a good lemon bar.
Mmm.
And the crust
Oh,
is
it's
great.
really good.
It's almost
I
like
assume David made that.
David did. Is that a shortbread crust of some kind? We think.
Oh, that is so good.
That is good.
It seems like it's
like-
got a shortbread kind of crusty feel.
They're very tart. The lemon part
It's
is
so
very
good.
tart.
I love lemon curd. It's one of my favorite tastes.
Is
You
it
know?
against the rules to lick your fingers? I hope
It's
not.
against COVID rules, but it's not against baking show rules.
As long as they're your own fingers,
As
right?
long as you're your own fingers, right?
Okay,
Exactly.
I like that.
Delicious, David Alley. I like it not being anonymous because that way we can,
Compliment each other.
yes, that's
Okay,
important.
this is better. Yeah. Down with anonymity. Yum. Okay, now, are you going to tell us about this, Jeff?
Well,
Herbst?
you can take a bite and you can
Okay.
kind of guess. I mean,
I have a guess from its look that
Yeah.
it may be zucchini bread.
yeah, that's exactly right, Katie Dahl. Very good. I'm following it. I'm following it yet again. I asked my mother, and she said, "Why don't you bake that?" Because it's something that she likes to bake.
And now, is there
Now, yeah,
like another fruit in here? Like I
not
wanna say
fruit.
applesauce or something. No.
No.
There's obviously delicious chocolate.
Yep,
Are those
chocolate
chocolate chips?
and chocolate chips.
Oh, there's chocolate and chocolate chips?
Chocolate
What's the
and chocolate chip. Dutch cocoa powder.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, one of the things that, this was a recipe. I said, Mom, can you get me the recipe? So she sends me, I don't know how she did it, but it was an old recipe card that she probably got as, part of her wedding thing. You know how they got those recipe boxes
Yeah.
back then? Anyway, it's all cursive, writing and blah, blah, blah. But she had shot it like a video. So the play button for the video was over the top of some of the, the ingredients amounts. And I'm like, Mom, it's not going to work because I don't know how much to put in. She's like, oh, just guess. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But
I love it.
yeah, But
Good
here's
job,
the thing.
Dinah.
Here's the thing. I'm used to squeezing out, like when you make hash browns, really wringing the potatoes so that they really crisp. And I thought I'd do the same thing with the zucchini, but I'm not sure it was a good idea because I lost some moisture.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I even thought about it before I did it. I'm like, it doesn't say in the recipe to do this, but I don't want it to be soggy.
Yeah.
But it's a bread, so I think the moisture content would have helped a little bit.
Now that is a thing that on the Great British Baking Show they would dramatize, right? They would be like, have you watched the Great British Baking Show, Craig?
Well, I see a lot of cooking shows
Oh yeah.
because my wife sees a lot of cooking
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Well,
I usually just stand around and clap a lot, like whenever here's a pinch of sugar, all right.
Oh, yeah, clap for the sugar, yeah.
that's
yeah.
good. It's good to be the
Actually, I love
supportive,
that. Yeah, I
supportive
love it.
watcher.
Yeah.
Because in the Great British Baking Show, I feel like they would show us a moment of decision where someone was like, should I squeeze the moisture out of the zucchini or not?
Right.
And then they do, and then you don't find out till the end if it was a terrible idea or a
Right.
good idea, but it's always consequential because the editors chose to tell us.
Yes, that
Yeah.
they were doing something that we
Yeah.
should pay attention to. Yeah, yeah. They very seldom have red herrings on that show.
Right.
Yeah, they have a payoff.
Right.
So Craig, do you have a personal favorite of those three treats before you?
Boy, I don't know. I think maybe it's the lemon.
Ah,
Way to go,
David
Dave
Alley,
Alley!
second
2
week
in a
in a
row!
row. Way to go.
Woo! Man, we're spreading
It's
spreading
close,
out the
though.
winning love, aren't we?
are.
I love that.
It's very streaky.
It's very streaky.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
wonderful. I didn't know I was going to get treats.
Oh, you
What's-
didn't?
what's-
Oh, Craig didn't even know he was going to get to
I hope my
partake
doctor's
of
not
the Great
watching.
British Bake Off patio Northern Sky version.
That's right.
But we do have our tent.
We do have our tent.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in that way.
We had a little tent incident.
What time is it, Katie Dahl?
It's 3:39.
Oh, we're doing okay.
4:39. It's 4:39.
I did whip up a little trivia thing. One of the things that I've noticed about Craig Konowalski, and Craig, you can verify this or you can deny it. Although
Those
I
are
think
your
we could probably find proof. Do you or do you not? A. Dress up as a pirate now and then. B. Okay. A. Yes, true.
Yes.
B.
Yes.
Do you like to dress up as a pirate?
Is this the trivia?
Well, I mean, it's better than my Wonder Woman impersonation.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the
You got
pirate-
stiff competition from
Yeah,
Holly
I know,
Feldman, who's
it's
over here in the
Wonder
corner.
Woman
She's
is
Wonder Woman herself.
sitting there, right?
I think she's got like a Wonder Woman costume standing up in her office or something. You kind of walk in,
Yeah.
you go, is it Holly or is it Wonder Woman? Holly or
I
Wonder
can
Woman?
hardly
Hell,
tell the
yes.
difference usually.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a little pirate quiz for you.
Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, this
No,
is
I'm not answering. Just Craig.
no.
Oh,
You-
we're
no,
both
no, no.
answering.
This is a free for all.
Like
Okay,
pirates.
good.
First of all, can you name the time period that was considered the golden age of piracy?
Musical or otherwise?
What?
Musical piracy or other
Oh no,
kinds
no,
of
no.
piracy?
This is the swashbuckling,
okay.
stealing loot,
Let's see. That's a great
booty,
question. When would it be? It's like
drawed and quartered.
I mean,
I was thinking the 1700s.
okay. I
Late
mean,
1700s.
that makes sense to
Did
me.
you say late 1700s? No, it's so interesting. It's 1680s to 1726 was the golden
Oh,
age
really?
of piracy.
Okay.
Well,
And
he was right in there. 1700s.
I know, but he said late 1700s.
Oh, he said. Well, he
Some
meant
people-
1709.
Late 1700s.
He meant then it's the 1710s.
Oh, you mean 17 aughts.
Yes.
Oh, tricky of you, Katie Dahl. All right.
Thanks, Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. Thanks, Katie, for the heavy lift there. How many incidents a year of piracy during the golden age do you think there were?
A year.
Yeah,
Too many.
like how many? Like, just take a
Great
stab.
question. Let's see. Let's see.
I'm-
There's 365 days in a year.
That's correct.
So thank you. My math skills.
Except for
That's why they
leap
hire
year.
me.
This
So-
is a leap year, 366.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Well, are we talking in leap years
No,
or in normal
it
years?
could be.
Okay.
We're talking pirate years. Come on.
Yeah, pirate years. Okay. What do you think? One a day, or do you think?
I think more than that.
Okay. Do you think 1,000? Think more than
I
two and a half a day?
I'm going to guess 5,000.
Oh gosh, that's a not bad guess. 4,000.
Oh my gosh.
11 a day.
Wow,
they average
Craig,
those pirates.
Good job. Craig is really rocking.
Now we all know that those pirates had spicy language and lots of sayings, and we still say a lot of pirate stuff even to this day. Correct?
Are you sure?
Yeah, exactly. That's going to come up later too. But
Okay.
I have three pirate phrases
Okay.
that I'm going to give you multiple choice. You have to guess which of the definitions is correct.
Okay.
The first phrase is splice the main brace.
we have to give definitions.
I'm going to give you three choices.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
splice the main brace. All right.
That's the thing that we have to define.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it do needed repair on a pirate's wooden leg?
No, I don't think it's that one.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Kill a man by cutting across his chest from the shoulders to the stomach?
Oh,
Katie Dahl, you're squeamish.
Okay.
It gets squeamisher.
protecting my chest is all.
Or pass a round of drinks out to the crew.
Oh my! Splice the
So
main brace.
splice the main brace.
I hope it's pass around of drinks out to the crew because I would love to integrate that into my life.
You would?
Yeah.
What do you think, Craig?
It was, is it splice or slice? Oh,
Splice.
splice, the main break.
Yeah, splice the main brace.
I'm gonna go with C because I want it to be. I want
Yeah,
it to be C.
that sounds.
And that's correct.
I'll go with C.
Now that's true. Pass a round of drinks out to the crew. Splice the main brace.
Ah,
Really?
I
I've
love
never
it.
heard that
Yeah.
one. Okay.
The next
Holly,
one.
splice the main brace.
Yeah, get some drinks already going. The next one is crack Jenny's teacup.
Oh my gosh.
Is it spend the night with a prostitute? Kill a pirate lady by cutting across her chest from the shoulders to the stomach?
Common theme.
Pour too hot grog into a glass and split it.
Oh, and what's it called?
Crack Jenny's teacup.
Crack Jenny's teacup. Well, the C seems too literal to me. It could be B. Are there really pirate ladies?
There were lots of pirate ladies, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with A. just
Okay,
to
I
be,
E
agree.
And A is correct.
Yay!
Yes,
High
crack
five.
Jenny's
Let's
teacup.
do this.
Yeah, high five.
Yeah.
Through the wall.
I hope you didn't know that from personal experience
No, I didn't.
after 42 years. Okay, so cleave him to the brisket,
Ooh.
Whoa.
right? Tie a man to the main mast with meat on him to attract birds of prey to eat him alive. Kill a man by cutting across his chest from shoulders to the stomach, or lash a man to a spit and roast him alive.
Ugh. What's the words?
Cleave him to the brisket.
Well, I'm
Cleave
gonna
him to
have
the
to say B
brisket.
this time.
I think that, yeah.
Yeah, B is correct.
He set us up. Red herrings.
I did.
Galore.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had to be right one of these times. But didn't they have all of the seven deadly sins kind of covered those pirates?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
very
across the
impressive.
boards.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why there
Yeah.
were so many of them.
Cleave him to the brisket. Okay, Craig,
until they got to heaven.
according to ranker.com or some such site, that's
right.
not exactly right, but it's something like that. There are 5 pirate songs ranked as the 5 most known best pirate songs. Can you name any of them?
I would say, let's see, Yo Ho Ho and a Bottle of Rum.
Well, I don't know what that one's actually called.
Yeah, it's
It's called one of the things that's on your sheet.
Okay, let's do it this way. Can you sing a phrase of any of these? Number 1 was Drunken Sailor.
What can you do with a drunken sailor?
Very good.
What can you do with a drunken sailor?
Everybody knows that one. See, that's why it's on ranker.com. Number 1 pirate song.
okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Number 2, Leave Her, Johnny.
Leave her, Johnny.
No, wrong. It's a real slow ballad. It's kind of pretty. And then, how about Blow the Man Down?
Give me some time to blow the man down.
Yep. And how about Lowlands Away?
Nope.
I don't know that one
Lowlands
either. And I know you
away.
know this one. Rolling Down to Old Maui.
Rolling down to old Maui, me boys rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, running down to old Maui. I know that from the folk music,
Exactly.
the 1998 recording.
Exactly. That's a Doc Heidi special right there.
That's a great
Rolling Down to
song.
Old Maui. Okay, really quickly. Why couldn't the 12-year-old see a pirate movie?
It was rated R.
Very good. Which Star Wars character do pirates like the most?
Darth Vader.
R2D2.
Oh.
Darth Vader works. What print do pirates wear on their socks?
Argyle.
Argyle.
Very good. And why did the pirate go on holiday? He was in serious need of some R&R.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Very good. Very good pirate quiz, guys.
Yeah, go team.
very good. Yes.
Next time I'll tell you to dress up as one so you can fulfill all of your fantasies at once.
I could have brought my costume if you just let me know.
You could have.
But you can see me in my costume on the Northern Sky website.
I know. That's what I was saying. We had proof that you do
Northern Sky
and
at
like
Home.
to apparently dress up as a pirate because it
Yes.
was there on
what?
Northern Sky at Home, which you can follow. And you can go back and watch Craig dressed up as a pirate.
You sure can. And who among us would not want to?
Craig, what song did you sing for that?
I sang. Let's see.
It was
What
from.
it? Yeah, it was from Windjammers,
Yeah.
and I'm blanking.
It wasn't.
Let's see.
Just
it
makes
just
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah, it just makes sense. That's
It
right.
was all about the sailors' superstitions.
Exactly.
Don't put on your left boot first out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt Sombrowski says, "What's a pirate's favorite fast food restaurant?"
Arby's.
Oh, good one. Hey, you know what? I think that our development director, I think the reason that she came here right in person right now is that we have been completely
Remiss.
remiss. That's the word. I was saying bereft. Remiss in not mentioning the buck in the bucket.
Yeah.
Our
Well,
bucket. That we have a bucket, and it would be waiting for you at the lobby door were you attending a show in person. But as you are not attending a show in person, we have instead helpfully put it into the text of the of this video. It's a virtual bucket into which you can drop a few virtual bucks that may correspond to real bucks depending on your beliefs about the gold standard and all sorts of things like that, the meaning of money. Anyway, basically, we are still continuing to do a lot of development work and other great stuff here at Northern Sky this summer, even though we don't have any shows as such that are happening
we're doing a reading of Love Stings tomorrow night.
tomorrow night.
Yep.
So cool.
Yep.
And so we're because we are really excited to get back to you as soon as we can. So we're working on developing stuff and being prepared for that all the time. And in order to keep that happening and keep the lights on while we do it, if you could drop a few bucks in that bucket, we would be very grateful. It's paypal.me/abuckinthebucket.
Buck in the bucket.
Yes.
Very good. Well, a big thank you again to Craig Konowalski for joining us as our special
Thanks
guest.
for having me.
Oh, our pleasure.
appreciate it.
Always good to see you, and always good to perform with you, Craig. And we're going to do one final song
Yeah.
here for everybody. This is probably a song that most people know.
You can sing along.
Sing along at home if you like. The water is wide, I can't cross o'er. and neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I lean my back up against some oak, thinking that he was a trusty tree. But first he bended and then he broke, and so did my false love to me. Oh, love is handsome and love is fine, and love is charming when it is new. But when it's old, it groweth cold and fades away like morning dew. The water is wide, I can't cross over, and neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and both shall row. And I. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching the Jeff and Katie Show. We'll see you next Sunday at 4 o'clock. Bye now.